How are ya? We're all at a different stage with fibromyalgia, so it makes sense that researchers want to categorize us into stages or clusters. But my concern when I first read these research studies that it would cause a loss of impact for some of us, and our symptoms might not be taken seriously. We all have fibromyalgia. So why categorize us? Well, knowing your stage could help you move forward. And isn't that the purpose? First of all, none of us should judge anyone who isn't coping or is at a higher pain level than you are or I am, and vice versa. When doing my research on this, I discovered 5 different ways that authors, both in research and online, state that people with fibromyalgia go through certain stages. Once you listen to all 5, tell me in the comment section below which one fits fibromyalgia for you, or which one you think fits people with fibromyalgia. So today, I'll share what I found. It might be a little long, but I hope you hang in there with me. But I'll put timestamps in the description section below. Here we go. First, I'd like to say that all of the online articles and the research articles that I found are in the description section below too. So the first one, in a research article written in 2014, the researchers classified fibromyalgia patients in this way: mild, moderate, and severe. I think this was the beginning of recognizing that people could be at different places. They believed that the higher the pain level, the more medication those individuals might take. I'm not sure about that. I know, though, that when my pain was at the worst, I took medication 3 times a day. Now I can get by with taking pain medication only at night. And by pain medication, I mean Neurontin, not opiates. Number 2, in another research article written in 2018, the researchers identified 4 parent stages in this way. Number 1, 63% of people classified as regional or widespread pain with classic fibromyalgia symptoms. 2, 24% classified as generalized fibromyalgia with a greater widespread pain and some additional symptoms. Class 1 and 2 are more closely related to the fibromyalgia criteria, at least at that point in time in 2018. Number 3, 9% classified as advanced and associated conditions like GERD and IBS, with increasing widespread pain, increased sleep disturbances, and chemical sensitivities like latex, probably medicinal as well. And 3% as secondary fibro reactive to disease. For example, you start out with RA, SLE, osteoarthritis, MS, hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's, muscle inflammation, or another neurological disorder, and then fibromyalgia evolves from that. These are also considered on a continuum with observed transitions, meaning it's a progressive classification. The once considered thought was that fibromyalgia was not progressive. And this certainly states otherwise. Now, whether they're talking about it causing permanent damage or not, I don't think so. But we do know that small fiber neuropathy in fibromyalgia shows that damage. However, for me, these always seem to miss something, so I'll continue. The third one, an online article by Fibro 247, and I also found it on the online site Spine Nation, states there are 6 stages. Stage 1 is for those that are discovering they have more pain and fatigue than before and aren't sure what's going on. That's true. I think we all start there. You can still go to work and make it through the day, but you know something isn't right. And decide you're going to bring that up with your next doctor appointment. Stage 2 is when you're in a lot of pain and have been diagnosed with fibromyalgia. You accept that this is something you have to live with. You feel a lot of pain and are exhausted most of the time. But you keep going and hold down a job. You go to events, you spend time with friends and family, your loved ones, and feel that you're able to still have a good time. Stage 3 is when you're in constant pain and feel constantly tired. You question if you'll ever function normally again. You're thinking about not working because you have no energy. When you get home from work, all you can do is rest. You turn down invites from friends because you need the rest to start the next day. This is when you start to feel alone. You may feel like people think you're just being whiny. This stage can last a long time, maybe years. I went through that. Stage 4 is when you're in pain all the time. Good days are far and few between, and you call off work more than ever. You're in bed most of the time. When you have a good day, you take advantage of it by doing too much, and then you pay for it for possibly a month. But you do it anyway. Your friends make plans without you because they don't think you'll say yes. Your family may think you're using fibro as an excuse because in stages 1 through 3, you were able to do some things, and now you can't. So you start to feel sad, emotional, worried, and isolated. This stage can last for years too. Stage 5 is when you either quit your job or you were let go because you were missing too much work. And now you're asking questions about permanent disability. I possibly could have been at this stage, but I stayed at my job long enough that I had quite a few weeks of vacation and sick time to use when I wasn't feeling well, or to take frequent breaks throughout the year. You get denied disability. You may cry a lot because you're very sore and feel like a prisoner in your own skin. People that you relate to are other people with fibro, and it helps you to not feel so alone. You're in bed a lot. Well, for me, I usually crash in my recliner because going to bed just seemed like giving in. It's psychological, I know, but also I didn't want to stay in bed very long because I'd learned that I needed to keep moving. But this stage can last for years also. Stage 6 is the final stage. You may or may not be waiting on disability, fibro is a way of living. Everything takes your energy, even tying your shoes, getting dressed, taking a shower, washing your hair. Oh, yeah. And jewelry. Oh, that irritates the heck out of your skin. I try to wear a necklace once in a while when I do these videos, and my wedding ring, and you can see I forgot to put that on as well. But I do wear at least my wedding ring, usually when I go out, if I can remember to put it back on. My wedding ring, my watch, they come right off as soon as I walk in my door. And as soon as I finish one of these videos, jewelry's bothered me for years. And I don't even like my hair touching my skin. So it usually goes up as soon as the video is over as well. What I thought was funny about this stage was that it says you now have Hulu or Netflix, or I added, you watch YouTube instead of going to the movies. Very true. I shared my movies experience in another video. You try to do a little every day. True. But things can pile up. And for me, that's dusting. You feel guilty and like a burden. Not so much anymore. You can't remember important dates like birthdays, anniversaries, school events. Oh, I've tried different ways of writing down birthdays in calendars and such. I'm doing a little better now. You forget mid-sentence what you're going to say or what planet you're on. Yeah. You know more about fibromyalgia in this stage than your own doctor. You know who cares about you and who doesn't. But one thing you need to know is that fibro doesn't look the same on everyone, even people in one of these stages, because we're all fighting the same battle, fibromyalgia. So this is 4. Then there are 3 clusters of fibromyalgia symptoms, according to the researchers Claw and colleagues, and they are: cluster 1, 52% of patients experience moderate levels of anxiety and depression, react to pain in a way that moderately amplifies distress, moderate control over pain, the highest pain threshold, and moderate to low tenderness. Cluster 2 is 32% of patients, the highest levels of anxiety and depression, react to pain in a way that severely amplifies distress. They have the lowest control over pain and considerable tenderness. I don't think this would be the one anyone would want to be in. I mean, we don't want to be in any of these clusters, but feeling powerless is not a good thing. And being emotionally unhealthy is problematic too, because symptom severity becomes worse. Cluster 3, 16% of patients fit this category. They have the lowest level of anxiety and depression. They react to pain in a way that minimally amplifies distress. They have the highest control over pain, the lowest pain thresholds, highest level of tenderness. This is probably where I'm at and why I find it difficult to express my symptom severity, because I don't want to accept that I'm feeling bad, but I know it's healthy to do so. And this is number 5. This one's from the mighty, the 5 stages of fibromyalgia. Stage 1, the unknown. You have a variety of symptoms of ever-changing widespread pain, which you often ignore as you may struggle through the days and as you start to slip on your housework and social activities. You might be taking pain and sleep medication, and you're slowing down and not enjoying life as you once did. Stage 2, be aware. You're starting to pay attention to what your body is telling you. You notice you're in a lot of pain. You have a lack of sleep. You get electric shocks and sparkler pains down your legs and the surface of your skin. Now you're seeking a doctor's care to get tests run. You want answers and relief. You're adding supplements and starting to not attend activities. Perhaps you just got diagnosed and are looking at fibromyalgia in every way possible. Stage 3, the flare. You're not getting better and instead are getting worse. You may work less or stop completely. The social scene becomes non-existent. You still try to put on that happy face. Bed and the TV remote are your best friend, and you're well versed in the fibro terms. You have a medicine bag with the things you need, like magnesium, vitamin B, vitamin D, etc. And you want your doctor desperately to help you. Stage 4, the roundabout. You're dealing with people who don't understand. You're in constant pain and frustrated. Medical professionals disappoint you. You start looking at your diet and reactions to medications. You're now years into your fibromyalgia journey and still navigating coming to peace with your diagnosis, but you're not there yet. Stage 5, making peace. You come to a place of acceptance. You make peace with your diagnosis, and you're working on your new life and found new hobbies. You learn to manage your pain. You no longer pretend to be someone you're not. You make new friends and take on new projects. You might look back on occasion, but you're now an expert on fibromyalgia. You've got this, and you know you can live with it. That one spoke to me. It does have that acceptance stage that I think is so important for us living our lives. And that's why I love sharing hope with you, because you can reach stage 5. But which of those 5 means something to you? I can see something in all of them, but I'd really like to know what you think. I hope you learned something. I send you gentle hugs and support. Love you. When doing my research on this, I discovered 5 different authors. I discovered 5 different stages of fibromyalgia. No, it might be a little long. Shows that you feel a lot of pain and or are exhausted. You question stage, but I get in moderate to low tenderate.